Hey everyone, back again. Wow, two videos within 24 hours. Well, I was just doing some looking around before bedtime, and I saw that Cenk Uygur actually, with the Young Turks, actually had a correction on the Sarah Palin video they had done, or he had done a few days ago, and that had been commented on by various YouTubers. Again, guys that I follow, Bearing, uh, Sargon of Akkad, and initially put out there by Atheism is Unstoppable. And for days, they'd been trying to get a correction by Cenk. And apparently, as you can see by the title here, Cenk finally gave in. And just going to go ahead and take a look at it. Yes, I have given it a run through, so I do have some thoughts in mind. So let's check it out here.
A little while ago, I did a video on Sarah Palin and how she attacked Black Lives Matter. And in that video, there's a word that's unclear. It sounded both like people and peaceful. So I thought she said that they're not people. It turns out, I think that in this proper context, it is that she did say they were not peaceful.
Okay, now before we go on here, look, I find it commendable that he did do a correction on this. It sounds before we get to the actually I'll just say that, but commendable. He did a correction on this. From what I understand, he is not very accommodating when it comes to corrections. That's fine. He doesn't have to be. He can say things or state things incorrectly and be, well, just that, incorrect about them all he wants. He's allowed to do that. But again, I do find it commendable that at the very least he would do a correction on that.
So now some of our detractors loved that and made videos and tweets like, you got it wrong.
And this is where he loses me. Every time. Every time. He tries to do this. He plays this game where he just will mock people like this, like a petulant child. And people are supposed to take him seriously when it comes to him giving news, but he does this when he's doing some kind of report too. Mocking, making straw man arguments, just all around fallaciousness. How does one take this person seriously at any level?
Jake, we win, you lose. Mommy, he got it wrong, Mommy.
Really? Really? Mommy? Holy crap. This is a guy who is just projecting. And he doesn't even try to hide it. Now maybe he's referring to tweets that he received about it. He knows about the videos. If he's watched any of them, I don't know how, other than due to his own insecurities, don't understand how the heck he can even sit there and talk about these men, these, very well thought out critiques that were given about him on this. Now don't get me wrong, particularly with AIU, he does a mockery. But the thing of it is, he mocks Cenk, but Cenk is just, he calls it upon himself almost. But the difference between AIU is that Devin, who's AIU, Devin Tracy, does not do it like a freaking petulant child, which is why I like Devin. Devin, he will mock somebody, but he doesn't do it like this. I mean, I don't even know if I can properly call this mockery. It's just ridiculous.
He got it wrong. Okay, congratulations. But you see, you're not really hurting us. You're helping us because we don't want something out there that's wrong.
If you really felt that way about it, Cenk, everything that you say would have to have a retraction or correction to it. You consistently do this, and that's why there are so many videos about you. Not because necessarily you mishear what the people you're commenting on say. In this particular case, again, Sarah Palin saying peaceful, not people. But you get so many things so damn wrong. Now, I understand, at least by your words or by his words. I keep forgetting. I gotta speak to these, speak of these people like they're not in the room with me. By his own words, he was a Republican at one time, and then somewhere along the way, I guess the Republican Party left him. Personally, I think that Republican Party that left him was a Republican Party that decided they were going to play Democrat games. Not that I necessarily agree with that either. Apparently, Cenk liked a Republican Party that was, were just the bendovers for the Democrats. And I personally am okay that they're not there anymore. But that's not what this conversation is about.
Is not quite as obnoxiously in the past would have told us when we, from time to time, make mistakes. The one I always refer to, John McCain, a local news station, when he was running, had edited something that made him look worse. We ran that, and then you guys, some of the people who were at that speech said, "Cenk, you guys edited that wrong." We had not edited, but when you pointed that out, we looked at the full context, and we made that correction. We want to make those corrections, so we don't.
Then why don't you? The errors that you are making here, I'm sorry, the errors that Cenk and the other Young Turks make often is that they'll basically come on their show and report things not as they were. Oh my gosh, like the two guys that were talking about I think it was a Trump rally that had some Black Lives Matter protesters in there, or some 17-year-old girl, I'm sure some of you have seen this, accused this older guy for touching her boobs. And, you can watch the video. They watched the video and insisted, even though the man did not lay a hand on her, the papers that he had in his hand had grazed her breasts. That's what touched her. It was incidental contact. Okay? It's not as if there was any intention, much less malintention there. But they never correct that stuff. They just put the narrative out there and leave it as such, even though they know what they're not seeing is what they're seeing is not what's really going on. I mean, that or the cognitive dissonance at the Young Turks is just, oh, goodness. Facepalm. When you hear this, facepalm.
I might be wrong. Now, the essence of that video was overall absolutely right. She said Black Lives Matter is responsible for the violence. She said they're thugs. And I pointed out that her family literally caused a riot in Alaska. 20 people involved in a fight.
Cenk, there is a huge difference between a barroom scuffle and cops being killed, okay? Now, I know this isn't happening at every BLM, but this is what's going on now, okay? I mean, for crying out loud, Cenk, Baltimore, Ferguson, places where businesses were burned out, for crying out loud. They were burned out. Please, Cenk, explain to us exactly how many CVS pharmacies were burned out thanks to the Palin's barroom scuffle. I'd like to know this.
One violent episode after another. So
One violent episode after another. Okay. Well, I mean, I suppose if you get to 2, maybe 3 violent episodes, that statement could stand on its own. But the problem here is that with the instances in Ferguson, Baltimore, now Dallas, Baton Rouge, yeah, more than 2 or 3.
She does live the thug life, but we got to make sure
Yeah, and I'm sure she freaking drives around in her lowrider snowmobile with the spinners on it. Oh, fuck. Trying really hard not to cuss right now, folks. Just so you know. I'm repressing myself.
Every part of it is right. And so even though you...
No, it's not. It is not. This man does have a better understanding of what thug life in today's common lexicon means. And he's trying to incorrectly apply it to where it needs not be applied. And how many years ago was that? How many years ago did this barroom scuffle happen? 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago? It's been a while.
Think that, oh, we got you and all that stuff. Thank you.
Jank, it's not hard to play I got you with your channel. It really isn't.
I don't mind the corrections. I like the corrections. We want to be as right as we possibly can.
No, you don't. You don't care about being right. You care about an ideology.
We're nowhere near perfect. We make mistakes. Thanks for pointing it out. So that's why we took that video down, and I just wanted...
Now, this is the part I disagree with. Why did you take the video down? Huh? It's not as if you can... It's not as if you don't have the abilities to either put in the description or put an annotation on the video to link to this video where you make the correction. Or put the correction in the description, as I was just about to say. I mean, leave your stuff up, Jank. It's comedy. It really is. I mean, and it does help you out. It doesn't help you out in the way that you're saying it does. It helps you out because it gets you more views. You know, that's what it's really all about. Because if it was really about correcting things you'd say, you and your cohorts over at the Young Turks would not let things that you say stand where they are. You would issue corrections. You know, again, going back to the 17-year-old at the Trump rally, the Black Lives Matter girl got pepper sprayed in her face. Quite appropriately, mind you. And I didn't mind that the people around her got a little bit of that splash. It was nice. But, I mean, well, and the pepper spray was certainly, you know, I remember seeing some commentary about this girl that got pepper sprayed by regressives talking about, oh, they pepper sprayed her. It's like, yeah, and if he punched her in the face, you really, really would be pissed. So pepper spray was a mercy. And it was fortunate for her that she had her glasses on, because if it gotten in her eyes, holy cow, she would have hated life. Well, let's see what this jerk has to say for the next 6 seconds.
Everybody to know that. Still horribly obnoxious comments by Sarah Palin.
Oh, no.
We don't want to get any part of it wrong.
Oh, no. Horribly obnoxious comments? Oh. Pot thy name is kettle or something. Wow. That actually came out of his mouth. Self-awareness be damned at the Young Turks. Holy crap. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed.